Alright, we're live, so hopefully this fucking works. Do you want to start it, or should I, Corbin?
Let me see.
Hello, everyone, and today we've got a
I can hear it, it's just really loud.
To one of my favorite videos on one of my favorite situations.
Yeah, it's really loud for me. It's quiet
really
for you?
should not have been a situation, but it had to be.
See, this is a terrible idea, Corbin. It's not going to work.
The Andy Jashore pronoun situation. Well, and, yeah, just in case.
Okay.
No,
anyway, so, I paused this, because, yeah, we're doing more of this, I guess. I don't really know if I have any other points to make. It's just really looking at responses, right? Yeah. In all honesty, I had a lot more to say earlier in the day, and now I'm like, I don't know if I care. But it was funny earlier, because he did do a response to me, and that was pretty funny. He was going to do it live. I was waiting in his chat. I wanted to watch it live. Turns out he was having technical difficulties, so I just spammed a bunch of Limp Bizkit lyrics in his chat and other stuff like that. So right now, he did a follow-up to the Andy video, more talking about Andy, and then he did a response to me. We're probably not going to watch that response. We'll probably just talk about it, I think, especially with how this is being, with Corbin not being able to use Discord and stuff right now.
I can still, we can still do this. You just, when you pause it, that's when we can talk.
I get that. I'm just saying I don't know if I want to do the whole 54-minute response as well. You know what I mean?
You don't have to. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't have to.
Because, like, what's the point at this point? Like, again, this seemed more fun earlier when we were talking about it. Now it's like, I don't know if I care.
You could skim through it.
Yeah, I could. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just... What?
We could talk about something else at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, it's worn off me now, especially with all this irritating shit to get it set up.
Okay.
But we'll watch this for a minute. He did a follow-up. Again, more drama with Valerie Flowers and Andy Keyshore. Of course, he did a response to me, and there are some points of his I do want to address. So I guess we'll do it. But again, all these technical difficulties have really like burned me out on wanting to do it. Is this the guy who thinks he's a girl? Yes, it is. All right, do you want to hit play or should I, Corbin? Okay.
Anybody have... I'll just give a basic rundown. So, I was doing a stream a few days ago, and Andy Jashore misgendered me in the live chat, when I really hoped he didn't at first, but when I told him, hey, if you did misgender me, please don't do it again.
No, you never said please, you liar. You never said it like that. You were very fucking demanding. Saying, oh, I'm gonna block you in the chat otherwise. And he like made a distinction in his response to me saying that blocking is different than banning. I meant banned from the fucking chat. It's effectively the same thing.
It's still a weird thing to do just for something so small.
Yeah. What's up, Zeta Magnus? How you doing, man? Anyway, should I hit play now?
Yeah.
Then other people were telling him, I really hope you're not misgendering, and then he basically confirmed it by throwing this premature hissy fit over being corrected on pronouns. Then a bunch of shit happened.
Again, he says Andy threw the hissy fit, but he's the one who's so butthurt about it.
And yeah, this is where we are today. So what's this video going to involve? Basically just comments that I've gotten on the video, and also some other shit that I would like to point out.
Avatar.
Why is his avatar Avatar? That's an excellent question. I think this is a thumbnail that one of his viewers did. I think maybe Holy Toast or someone did this. I could be wrong. He said something like that.
Does he relate to this male character?
That's a good question.
Anyways,
and he's not an airbender.
okay, so The
Yeah, there you
uploader
go.
is back at it again, I see, with more user drama videos. Kind of funny.
Well, the thing is, so this one he brought up in the previous video. He's literally just showing the same thing again and showing the same thing, because we commented on this in our original response.
Really complained about me making drama content before, but okay. Then my boy Holy Toast swoops in and says the commenter is back at it again, I see, with more stupid bullshit. Very well said. And this user's fate exists too, I see. I don't even know how to reply to that.
I think Andy should have said, and
This user thing exists too, I see.
yeah, I think Andy should have said, and the Holy the Toast, whatever the fuck his name is, should have said that. Should have said, and here's the Holy Toast back at it again with the white vans.
Your also, in fact, I might as well say this. The thumbnail this video is also made by Holy Toast. That's cool. That's not actually the last reply from that.
Oh, you know what? So I don't think that the avatar thing was done by Holy Toast. I think that's too detailed. I think the really poorly photoshopped, or probably MS Paint, of just throwing Andy's icon over Darth Vader yelling no, I think is actually the one he's referring to.
Shame, but I'll be saving that for the end, not in the negative way, but like it's just, I think it perfectly sums this thing up. So Bob the Seether fan makes a community post saying,
dude, look at this fucking novel he wrote. Jesus Christ, it's so long.
That he has blocked Andy Kishore from his YouTube channel, and of course I didn't even know he fucking had alt accounts, but he got his little alt account army to go spam Sir Bobithan. He says, "What? Not impressed, bro. That explains why I noticed a lot of my comments from your videos have gone."
That watch their videos.
What was that?
These people block like the very few people that actually watch their videos.
Right? What's up, Andy? We're doing more of this shit. But yeah, he's and by the way, he's calling it Andy's alt account. That's not canon. This is canonically alternate universe. Andy, get it right.
Missing. You'll still allow me here, right? This guy's fucking clueless. Like,
that is, I'll admit, I love that, Andy. That is so funny that you get blocked on his channel, and then you go in on your other account and say, "You'll still allow me here, though, right?" Like that's really fucking funny, Andy. Let me crank up the volume because I keep forgetting we're using Facebook and I have to constantly adjust the volume with this. Because Corbin can't use fucking Discord right now because it's being a bitch. Not Corbin's being a bitch, apparently his Discord is. But, I mean, it's Corbin's fault. We'll say it's Corbin's fault anyway, but...
Why is it my fault? I think that... I don't
because
know,
you touch yourself at night.
Not that much anymore.
he
Anyway.
said he was fucking you. You think he's gonna let your fucking alt account stay on there? Many comments are saying, "I thought there was another comment here before, but it's not."
But again, yeah, he shows up on all of his other accounts to be like, "Wait, are you gonna allow me here? Oh, hey, I saw there was another comment. What happened to like just pretending that we can't tell he's the same person?" Andy, I love you.
Showed up on my end.
Oh, did you pause it or what happened?
I didn't pause it.
Okay, let me. Is it still going for you or is it paused?
No, it's paused.
Okay, good. So this is actually working better than I thought it would, at least, right? So this is always a backup option if we have to use it.
I just didn't realize that I could change it.
Okay.
And you could change it. I didn't realize we could both do that.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of Watch Together, is that you're both watching it together. Bob the Seether fan also uses a lot of ands in his blocking community, posting and creates a run-on sentence, periods exist. Use them before lecturing me on grammar. Yeah, fuck yeah. Based, Andy.
Showed up on my end. Again, just revealing the fucking alt accounts. And then I got, well, actually, let me pull up the comments I got on the community post I did. This GIF.
Andy never, freaked out at all.
Yeah, no, he never did freak out. Andy was always super chill. If anything, he's just being kind of trolly now.
Yeah, I don't understand Well, he acts like he threw a tantrum at some point.
Yeah.
Sure, when pronouns, and he's like, well, sorry, user of this post, and then I said something about him.
Again, the way, like, Andy is being so trolly with the way he responds now. Again, Andy, never change your... Well, there are some things you could change, but never change in this way.
Did you
his ass, and then
I'm trying to play it, but it's buffering, so it keeps pausing while it's buffering.
Oh, okay.
picked up his ass, and then he reveals his fucking other account on this one too. I didn't even know he had it, but like, again, Andy, thanks for showing me that you had alt accounts. It makes my job a lot easier. Anyway.
Yeah, again, you're blocking him just because he's not going to call you what you want to be called. That is beta bitch shit. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I was supposed to start off this video by referring to myself as Giga Alpha Chad Fugitive Red Eye. God damn it, I forgot. Well, anyway, guys, I'm Giga Alpha Chad Fugitive Red Eye here, as you well know.
And if you do not call me that, you are banned.
Yeah, there you go.
It is kind of stupid because it's like saying, this is my name. You can't call me anything else if you call me anything other than the name that I chose.
This guy needs to stop embarrassing himself. Yeah, I mean, but it makes for good entertainment. We got a good laugh out of this earlier. I'm getting back in the swing of it because I was kind of burnt out for a second because we were having technical issues, but I think I'm starting to get my mojo back. Should I hit play now?
You're just like, let's just give up.
Yeah. But that's quitter talk, am I right? Quite literally. Anyway, I'm gonna hit play. Yes, yes?
Yeah.
Anyways, now juicy stuff that we have. Someone by the name of Rabid Waffles, who I actually know about because I did a video responding to one of their videos.
Yeah, who is this guy? Seems like a real supreme gentleman, if I do say so myself. Something I just realized I should probably do real quick is, it's kind of late for it, but, hang on. I don't want anyone else coming in and fucking with and pausing our video when we don't want it paused, right? That's probably a good idea to fix. Because if you don't know, right now people can see the code to the room we're in, and now that I've drawn attention to it, people are going to actually, like, could scroll back in the stream and do it, so that was a really bad idea that I drew attention to it, too, but it's fine. If people start fucking with it, I guess I'll try to kick them from the room if it'll let me, Anyway, let me hit play.
Videos 2 years back. Later, they call YouTuber. I'm his biggest fan.
Oh yeah, this part.
He really entertains me with his videos. What a guy.
My name is Skylar White, yo.
And original.
My name is Skylar White, yo.
Like using but with the Johnny Test whip.
Yeah. I gotta keep cranking.
He made it better. I don't know why he made it better.
Yeah, he made it so much funnier. Again, he thought he was like dissing you this way, but he just enhanced you.
Yeah.
They're sentence enhancers.
Original. Hilarious and original. Hilarious and original.
Now, this comment was obviously trying to, like, get a reaction and all that shit, intentionally misgendered and all that stuff. However, this really shouldn't be surprising from someone who openly admits to thinking that men are superior to women.
You mean who is based?
No evidence. No video evidence of this.
Yeah, he can't possibly have video evidence in like 2 seconds.
Men are superior to women. Now I know what you might be thinking, Corbin. How do you even determine?
I love how he doesn't even like
examples.
Yeah, I know. Like, I love how he's not like he doesn't even pick up on the fact that you literally used Jeffrey Dahmer as an example.
Yeah, like I was clearly joking a little bit with it.
Yeah, like obviously, like it's a base take, but you didn't go all out. But yeah,
something like that. Well, really quickly, let's just look at the facts here. One, men are stronger than women, which is you know, already obvious. It's literally scientifically proven. So if you say otherwise, you literally deny science.
That's actually true. Like,
I want to say something about that.
he threw up a bunch of muscle women, but you do realize that they would easily get beaten by most high school boys.
That's what I was gonna say. Is put 50 of those women in a room with Mike Tyson, and see if do you think all those women together could overpower Mike Tyson?
Dr. Hartman touched me. I was raped. Dr. Hartman touched me. He took my innocence. You sound just like he did. Are you referring to me or Valerie here?
Confused.
Yeah. I would respond to more of this, but I have to go take a shower right now. I really need to bathe after all this filthy Valerie Flowers drama. Also because my body stinks. Okay, Andy.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, sharing is caring, but sometimes...
Bathing is caring.
Sharing is caring, and sometimes Andy just cares too much.
2 than women. Now, let me explain my answer. When you think of scientists, who do you think of? The first to come to my mind are Stephen Hawking, Albert Einstein, and Nikola Tesla. What do
And
all
me.
these scientists have in
I'm
common?
something of a scientist
They
myself.
are all
Something of
men.
a scientist myself.
I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna play the rest of that video. Like it just keeps getting fucking worse and worse.
I mean, it gets more and more jokey, because, like, the first couple points you make are...
Worse or better?
Yeah, well, I mean, but the first couple points you make are actually, like, real points. But then you say, oh, but then they bleed, you know, that's the joke one, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Peter Griffin... I know it's a Peter Griffin line. But I'm saying, like, who are you saying sounds like that was my question. Were you talking about me like my voice? Were you saying I sound like Peter Griffin? Anyway, let's continue.
Like, before we get onto like the pre-recorded stuff, men are stronger than women. It's funny saying that in generality, like just in general, altogether, men are stronger than women.
Because it's objectively true. Men are stronger than women, physically speaking.
But it's like he doesn't have like an actual argument against it. He just acts like saying it on its own is silly.
Yeah.
He doesn't have
Biologically,
an actual
bro.
defense for
It's
what
like
he believes.
Yeah.
he also likes to pull out the whole fucking. There are more male scientists than I can name off the top of my head.
Oh, so one thing I actually think is really funny. This clip he brings up actually makes the other point better than his point. Like, because they'll bring up a clip of Nick Fuentes, who makes a way better point than Hunter Avallone, because Hunter Avallone just, like, basically says, nuh-uh. Like, you'll see. Like, he doesn't make a very good case with what he's about to show.
And it's because there are more well-known people or things than others. Doesn't mean that they're better. It'd be like, so does that mean, like, if there were more rapists than people who had sex with consent, does that mean rape is superior?
No, that argument makes no sense. Like rape is already not a good thing. So, but inventing shit scientifically is a good thing, so it makes more sense for it to be. If anything, that would make rapists inferior if there was more rape, right? Like, it would just make them more prevalent. Like, it has nothing to do with the it's not just the number, it's also the fact that they invented shit and, like, discovered shit.
I like how he's like trying to come up with like this hypothetical that's too complicated for even him to understand on the spot.
Yeah. It's like saying birds eat spiders, and one guy says, what about the spider that sometimes eats birds? Yeah?
Consent. Like, that's a serious question I have. Anyways, now on to the main recorded segment I got. So, yeah, about that video that I was talking about, which I showed the clip of right here, in that response video, I very stupidly made the assertion and thought that, oh, well, he's not trying to be sexist. Well, yeah, he's not trying to. He's straight up being
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. It's funny, though, like, that oh, I don't think he's trying to be sexist, but, I mean, to be fair, you were just being real. You were being honest. Well, also not really, because you were also joking.
I do that a lot.
Like, it was a very clear joke, too, because, like, again, you put fucking Jeffrey Dahmer and a bunch of other, like, serial killers and shit on it.
Yeah.
That's a stat. Some people might pull it up.
What's that?
So I literally started with Stephen Hawking and Jeffrey Dahmer. Stephen Hawking, a cripple.
Mm-hmm. And then Jeffrey Dahmer, who isn't known for his strength, I would imagine.
He was a pretty strong guy.
Well, I mean, I guess he did have to overpower other guys, so yeah.
Well, that was like his thing though, is he used dumbbells as a weapon. I think that takes strength.
Is that why he was killed with a dumbbell? Like, is that like a...
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like a weird...
Like, sort of like poetic justice they were trying to go for?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this guy needs to touch grass? Yeah, probably.
Some people might pull it. Oh, but you said that in that video. Well, again, there's this thing called being human and having opinions that change. You know, not everything you say when you're 15 you're gonna hold when you're nearly 18. But
yeah, like
just
2.5 years to be a drastically different person. Yeah, that's a good thing to brag about. Like, granted, I changed pretty drastically. Like, this is another thing I want to point out. We all say retarded shit when we're teenagers, so that's why I don't completely judge Valerie here, because he's a teenager, and teenagers are fucking stupid.
Not me, though. I was pretty smart.
Uh-huh. Well, we won't get into that. But yeah, no, teenagers are fucking stupid. Corbin was one of the stupidest teenagers I had to deal with. I like how I said "had to" as if I raised you.
Now what do you have to deal with?
The master has become the student. The student has become the master. Corbin, you've outbased me in so many ways.
that both my response to it and the video itself. But that's not even the best part. If I had known that the starter point was used by a certain someone else, I probably...
Yeah, again, he's going to bring up Nick Fuentes here. He's going to say just because Nick Fuentes made this point that it's somehow a bad point, but then he's going to show a clip of why it's a good point, and Hunter Avalon's point that he tries to make back sucks dick.
I don't even know who Nick Fuentes is.
He's the guy who was with Kanye in the Alex Jones interview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Probably would get the light of day. And, yes, this talking point about male inventors has been used by our favorite...
point before Nick Fuentes or after?
I don't remember exactly when. I think you made it before this debate happened in question, but I don't really watch a whole lot of Nick Fuentes, I must admit, so I don't know if he's made it in the past. Like, you didn't even know who he was, so obviously you're not just parroting
this,
it.
He's making it sound like that's where I got my ideas from or something.
Yeah. You think he needs a haircut too? Yeah, no, I mean, his hair's pretty gross and spidery, so yeah, I agree.
I don't... Why would you grow your hair out long like that to have it look that disgusting?
Yeah.
Neo-Nazis.
So this idea that, like,
Neo-Nazi.
everything's just being lowered to allow the poor women in is just not true, at least not in...
Yeah, Hunter Avalon is making a shit point by trying to say that the standards have not been lowered in the military, which is objectively not true. They absolutely have. And, like, he's trying to make the point because he's saying, oh, it hasn't been lowered to let women in. It's been lowered because, you know, times need to adapt. So it's like you're saying, so yes, it's been lowered to let more women in.
A lot of ways to say the same thing.
Yeah.
to the military at all.
Who's your favorite female inventor?
Your question right now?
Yeah, I'm just curious because you said that women are, the military is not all about combat and they have to innovate. So give me an example of like a female inventor.
Yeah, what was her name? I can't remember her name, but she was the one who invented the frequency hopping technology, right?
Yeah, what's her name?
I don't remember off the top
Women
of my
couldn't
head.
even invent their
No,
own
but he can't even
computer.
fucking name her. Like, that's the thing. Like, he's just proving Nick's point. Because he can name a male inventor, you know? Like, look,
If you're
I
gonna say that women are equal, wouldn't you have... Like, you have to actually think about... Like, you have to acknowledge that most of the people that you look up to are not women.
yeah.
they're equal,
Like,
then
like
why are there so many of these male figures you look up to more?
Yeah, and like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of Nick Fuentes. I don't have anything against him per se. He does say some things that are kind of questionable, but there's other things he says that I like. He's one of the like, because again, he's in the Kanye camp right now, right? The two of them have been palling around a lot, so they've been saying some questionable things at times, but overall they do also say some good things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That Kanye West interview was funny though.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, look, Kanye does say some like base stuff, and then he says some crazy shit, so it's like hard to actually know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
like Thomas Edison, or like Bill Gates or Mark.
Nick, if I ask you to even
just
name...
one.
Wait. Nick, if I ask you to even give me a female name off the top of my head that you actually know, then you would not be able to give me an answer. So...
Which,
That seems pretty presumptuous. I can name tons of women that I know. Fucking Susan B. Anthony, Marie Curie. Those are both famous women. Marie Curie discovered radium. I can out-fucking-do him on his point. You know what I mean?
Well, of course, Ayn Rand.
That's true. Ayn Rand, the basest woman of all time.
Yeah, Ayn Rand is objectively the best woman.
I mean, I second remembering names, but I remember faces, yeah. Teens jerk off on the floor and leave it there. I mean, yeah, like I said, teenagers are not exactly high-class people, so we can't completely blame them for being a teenager.
Hopefully you figured it out.
probably not going to use a Nick Fuentes talking point, but I don't really think they care anyway. But
well, look, here's the thing. It doesn't matter. Like, first off, you're not using a Nick Fuentes talking point. You just happen to make the same argument or a similar argument.
Yeah, they're really completely unrelated.
And second off, well, like, I mean, they are effectively the same argument, but you had no idea who even Nick Fuentes was, and regardless...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is I had
yeah,
no connection with
yeah, but, like, even then, let's say even if you were, in theory, right, that doesn't fucking matter if it's a... It doesn't matter if it's a good point.
Okay, so if you're against smoking, then you must be like Hitler.
Right, exactly, like... Just because a bad person, quote-unquote... And again, I'm not saying Nick Fuentes is necessarily a bad person. He's a controversial person. He doesn't like a lot of things about the Jews, so I think that's a little... Again, he says some similar stuff to Kanye, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but, like, I think he has a right to say it, and sometimes it's kind of entertaining, you know?
Yeah, people should... We should know the extremes on all sides. We should...
Yeah.
People should be it should be good to know what the
But
crazy
yeah,
people think.
just because a crazy or bad person makes a point doesn't immediately make it a bad point. It's a dumb argument to
If
make.
anything, you want to know what the crazy people think.
Yeah. But, like, again, just because a point is made by someone who you don't agree with on other things doesn't mean that you're not going to agree with them on something else, you know? You good, dude?
Yeah.
My friend's hicking up in the other room because he's fucking plastered.
God forbid pronouns.
yeah,
exist.
anyways, now on to the last kind of big section of this video that I'm going to talk about. It is the most recent comment I got on my...
Wait, is that...
Short.
Wait a minute, is that Ethan?
Yeah, it's Ethan.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize. Because I listened to this at work, I didn't actually watch it. Dude, it's Ethan. Alright.
Pronouns video, which is, yeah, a little bit interesting. This person named Ethan Blair comments, he actually is a pretty cool dude. I think this was blown out of proportion. I feel the whole thing should have been discussed privately rather than bringing too much attention to this. It's okay to make mistakes. How are we gonna get better understanding unless we learn with time? I think personally when something bothers me, I refuse to associate with them until they fully acknowledge what they did and let it be on them. I think any drama of this context is unnecessary. Of course, they got like freaking full of shit. So
I mean, look, Ethan was very flip-floppy and stuff there, but I do think ultimately he is kind of right that it would have been better to just have it be like a private thing to deal with. If you really make a big deal. I honestly don't think there's anything to deal with, you know?
Yeah, like, that you should just allow people to live on the principle to always tell the truth. You should allow people that Because what if that is somebody's moral principle to never lie? In this scenario, you force them to. Like, what if that was somebody's religious belief?
Right.
That it
And,
was wrong to
technically,
lie?
if you're a good Christian, it should be. Because the ninth commandment is thou shalt not bear false witness, so...
It's stupid to expect your friends to deny facts for you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just break one by one. I did already make a reply to him, but yeah, so here's the thing. I think this is blown out of proportion. Indeed it was. By Andy Kishore.
No, by you. Andy...
How is it bloated out of proportion?
Yeah, no. Andy's not the one who's done multiple videos on it. And, like, granted, I'm blowing it up, and that's another thing I want to address. Because he said in his video that, like he tried to imply that, like, I said I hate drama, but then I'm causing drama. No, I said I didn't want to do drama at first, but then I said drama is kind of fun, so then I wanted to do this. You know what I mean? I obviously wanted to do this, or else I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wanted to do it the whole time. I love this.
I know you do. And then, another thing he tried to say is that, like, he tried to make the argument that I was saying that he was punching down when I said that he was talking to, when I said that he was having drama with, like, YouTubers with, like, 2 subscribers, which he also said, really name someone who has 2 subscribers. Like, okay, I was exaggerating.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't be like, it's pushing down. I would just say it's pathetic
Yeah.
to attack smaller people.
But then he brought up that a lot of them had, like over
if
a...
you're it's like if you're going out and fighting people, like you're fighting the smallest thing.
Okay, but, like, he did bring up that a lot of them had, like, more subscribers than him and, like, 1,000 subscribers. But, like, 1,000 subscribers is still really not that much. And, like, I was exaggerating when I said 2. He, like, tried to make it a whole big thing. Like, I'd like to see a source when you say I've had drama with someone who only has 2. It's like, I wasn't being literal, dude. It's called hyperbole.
And this would not have been a situation at all, and it really wouldn't have been. All Andy Kishore needed...
It wouldn't have been a situation if he would have just left the comments alone when he said... Like, again, his innocuous comment is, wow, he's responding to chat again? If you would have just said, yep, I'm responding to chat, and just kept going, guess what? No situation.
Yeah, it's all your choice.
Or, like, you could even be like, well, she's responding to chat, and then go on like that. Like, if you really had to be like that, you could be like that, you know? Like, that would have been better than throwing a hissy fit about it yourself. And saying, I really hope you're not referring to me.
Accepted it. Like, you really should have just accepted it right when... If Andy is literally already making a compromise and referring you in a gender-neutral way, why would you care? I don't understand why...
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Like, he's already compromised.
Anyway, there we go.
When they saw my post for misgendering you, I will use your correct pronouns next time, and then just do that, and we would have been on our day, and none of this would have happened. But Andy Kishore had to throw a fucking hissy fit over being corrected over pronouns, because, you know, like, God forbid they use words that have been in the English dictionary for...
You use them incorrectly, though, not in the way that they were intended in the dictionary.
For hundreds of centuries. Okay, I don't even know if that'd be if we've even had that many years.
Yeah, again, he's like hundreds of centuries. I mean, yes, we've had that many years on this planet, but humans haven't, I don't think. But the planet has had that many.
Doesn't make sense. There weren't people identifying as
what?
There weren't people calling.
Yeah, the planet is 4 billion years old. That's true. But like he in his response to me, he tried to say that like that transgenders have like exist since like the 1800s. But then he brings up like he says since the 50s because like he brings up that the modern understanding didn't exist until like the 50s or 60s, and it's like. Okay, well then it's not like forever. Well, like if it's the 50s or 60s, then it's still a relatively modern thing in the grand scheme of things.
But it's really not that hard to use pronouns, is the point of it. And I feel the whole...
It's not that using the pronouns is hard, it's that it's incorrect, and he shouldn't be obligated to do it.
This next one kind of baffles me. I feel the whole thing should have been discussed privately rather than bringing too much attention to this. Okay, I said this in the reply to, which I'm kind of spoiling this, but I'm gonna say it again anyway. Okay, firstly, even if I wanted to, me and Andy Deshore, we don't fucking have any, other ways to contact each other. It's literally just been YouTube and nothing else. So even if I wanted to, I would have no way.
I mean, look, that is a fair point about the whole you should resolve it privately type thing. Is, to be fair, Andy does only have a YouTube. He's not but then again, he does have a Twitter. You could DM him on Twitter. But again, I don't think there's anything to resolve here, so I think that the point is moot.
Contact him. Secondly, about this being a mistake, this applies about this one and the whole it's okay to make mistakes thing. Again, I have stated in several videos and in my bios everywhere that I am a female.
But you're not. But you're not a female. Again, you identify as a woman, but you can't identify as female. That is a biological sex term. And if you insist that sex and gender...
I've been telling everybody that I'm a female.
No, but if you say that gender and sex are different, and then you use the term female to describe yourself, you are using the term for the biological sex and are contradicting yourself. Because you are still effectively using them interchangeably. So you'll use female and woman interchangeably, and then claim that they're different things, but also say that they're, female is the gender. Which fucking is it? That's the point I had when I said male is the sex. And you tried to contradict that by bringing up something that actually said the same thing to me. In his response to me, he tried to prove me wrong by bringing up something that said some people are born male and identify as a woman. And, he tried to say, see, that proves that it's not the sex. I'm like, what are you talking about? He literally proved me right. I might be getting some of the...
For you.
Yeah.
Her, and it's everywhere from my YouTube, Twitter, to just about everything that I have. So, this very clearly wasn't a mistake.
Of course, I don't think he said born male. Again, I might have got some of the phrasing wrong on that for what he actually said. But point is, he again, another thing that drives me nuts is lately they try to say you're assigned a sex at birth. You're not assigned a sex at birth. You are born that sex. If you try to say gender and sex are different, then logically, okay, sure, maybe you don't have this made-up concept of gender at birth, which, again, I completely disregard. But let's say, for sake of argument, that is a thing. That has nothing to do with what you are born. You are born male or female. And don't even hit me with intersex. Those are either a combination or, in between the two. Those are very, very rare, and they are still either one or the other, typically. An actual true hermaphrodite, from what I understand, doesn't actually exist in humans. So, intersex are still male or female, they just have a deformity. I was assigned a birthday in the 80s, but I identify as an 1800s guy? Yeah, there you go.
Andy just short when he was saying he and all people should have known that I use freaking she, her pronouns. Again, I hate people branding things as mistakes, even though they were very clearly intentional. But again, I'm not in this fucking mindset, so I don't understand it anyways.
Well, again, I genuinely don't think Andy actually meant anything by it. Again, he seems to think, he's intentionally trying to cause... But he's not, though. He's literally just saying, oh, wow, you're looking at chat. And, he stopped my video earlier to say, oh, yeah, I do use she, her pronouns. But I'm because I said you never use your own pronouns. You would use I, me pronouns when referring to yourself. But he didn't listen to that point in his actual response to me. I guess we'll have to look at his response to me at least somewhat, right?
Yeah. I mean, the rest of this video is probably going to be boring. We can go to that one now.
What's that?
I don't think he talks about anything really that interesting after this point.
Alright, so we covered most of this one.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Right, now right here. Okay. What the? No items found. It's not working. Did he take it down?
Everyone, this is
or did I fuck
Valerie
up?
Flower.
I probably just fucked up. Hold on. Yeah, I just fucked up. Here it is. I know this one is
Hello,
54
everyone.
minutes.
This
I don't know
is,
if we're going to sit through the whole thing. Because, again, he does just kind of repeat a lot of the same points, which, granted, I was too, because I was also responding to something where he was already repeating a lot of the same points. And, by the way, I do also want to say, another thing he brought up is that it was a 2.5-hour stream and he didn't want to watch the whole thing. Only the first hour was actually about him. Like, the rest of it was just us fucking around and watching other videos.
Yeah, you didn't have to watch that longer and you would have seen everything.
Yeah, like, he was almost to the point where we were done talking about him. Well, maybe not, because, again, he did have to stop it a lot. But, anyway.
Valerie Flowers. There's a takedown of this video, I guess, but... I don't know,
it's just funny hearing a guy say Valerie Flowers here.
Yeah, that's true. And apologies for the, doing a video of watching videos. This is Inception. Oh, hey, Ethan, how you doing? We saw your comment in his response video earlier. So, or just a few minutes ago. So, there you go. And in the dictionary also said, get a haircut. Yeah, there you go. I pronounce Andy Kishore as Andy K is whore. A misspelling of here? That's not how it's pronounced, though. It's Andy Kishore. It's actually his dad's name, because he named the channel after his dad. He said that in his, like, his, what was his 10-year anniversary video that Andy said that? Anyway, you ready, Corbin, for me to continue? Because this one's a long boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't freaking try my computer, or laptop.
I will say one thing I don't like about Watch Together, though, is it keeps, like, cutting out audio when I pause it and unpause it, like, little snippets of it, because it has to load every time. But, to be fair, his video already did that. It repeats a couple of times with the audio, because he's using a screen recorder. Which, you know, it's fine, whatever, but...
But, like, the audio for some reason, so... do this the old-fashioned recording way. Now, I had no idea this video or stream was actually a thing until, some random person named Horror Content.
Should I say who Horror Content is, or should we keep that a mystery?
I have no idea who that ever could be.
Yeah. I don't know.
The mystery.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, it's already banned it, I think.
Oh, did he? I mean, to be fair, you were being, like, just as facetious with the, you know. I love it when you're like, when will he start? Oh, she. Sorry, I won't do it again, sir. God, like us in his chat, even though he didn't actually live stream, I think that chat was one of the funnest things of my day today. Because I was just, like I said, I was just spamming Limp Bizkit lyrics. I'm laughing at myself, but that's okay.
Disappointing you didn't go live.
Yeah, it really is. I would have loved to have been in his chat live. And do you think that is? Yeah, it's Keyshore.
Good old Fugitive Red Eye actually made a...
What's that? What's that?
Emotions are getting in the way of making better content.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing, is his drama stuff is also really repetitive. Like, that's my main issue, because a point he brought up, hang on, I'm going to shut my door real quick, because I don't want this music to have any copyright issues. Because my friend was playing music on his phone loudly in the other room.
I think what would help him is if he changed every single thing about his personality. I think that's the best choice he can make.
Yeah. But Kishore does nut. Okay, Dim.
He would be cool if he wasn't himself.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why he wants to be a woman, is to be someone else. But a point that he brought up was, like, because I brought up, you know, that, like, a lot of the people he had drama with did have, like, they would say things that could be, like, seem kind of pedophilic. You know, like, they would say some pretty questionable things. And I brought up the point that they're small and nobody would know who they are if he wasn't talking about it. And he said, well, that doesn't matter. It's bad and you should call it out. And I see where he's coming from with that. So I think that's a valid point. But I also think it was repetitive and he ground the same point into the ground and it didn't make any difference. So what does that matter?
Like, if he thinks he's going to bring any awareness to these pedophiles, at the end of the day, you're bringing awareness to pedophiles.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I don't know, just getting any kind of awareness towards a pedophile, I think could go good, could go bad.
Yeah. Well, and again, I think I get what he was saying, so I understand his point when he said that, oh, well, I should still do it because they're still doing bad things, but it's like, they're also, like, the videos are all the same point that he makes, like, 30 times, so it's like, I feel like when you've done one on each channel, you're good, you know?
Response. My video about Andy. Yeah, I had no fucking clue this was like 2.5 hours long. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Like, I don't really. Again, I just think it's pretty fucking crazy. But yeah, I have already watched like the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds of this video, or like 3 minutes to be more close, and.
But again, yeah. Like, even though it's a 2.5 hour stream, that stream, only the first hour was about him. The rest of it was, what, like Squidward isn't relatable response, Mumkey wasn't funny response, and then responding to actual Mumkey videos.
Not at all surprised by the stuff being said in this, and yeah, I was contemplating on if I should even, like, just straight up try to debunk the shit they're saying. I will try to do that. Because, yeah, there's some pretty vile shit being said here, but...
Dude, we're pretty vile. We got some vile shit, Corbin. We are reprehensible.
Vile, right-wing... What else did he say?
Well, I think you took issue with him bringing up PragerU. I've watched some PragerU. I haven't watched a ton of it, because a lot of it's just kind of dull for me. But I do like Dennis Prager. It's just, I don't watch a lot of him, so...
I just don't want to be accused of watching something so boring.
That's fair. But the thing I don't get, too, is, like, one thing is he says that I'm not, like, a traditional conservative, I'm, like, really far right. But then he also says, like, Ben Shapiro is, like, really far right, and, like, Dennis Prager is, like, really far right. It's like, so what the fuck do you consider a traditional conservative? Because to me, a traditional conservative is, like, Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Dennis Prager. Those are all traditional conservatives.
Yeah.
But, like, he thinks that they're... But, like, that's the thing I've noticed is leftists can say, oh, well, people can be conservative and be just fine, but then they're too far out there. But it's like, okay, well, what do you define as too far out? Because I remember I had a manager that said that Rush Limbaugh was too far right and that, like, he was leading a cult. But it's like, he just had regular conservative, like, opinions. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know, it's probably just that when they go far left, the right moves.
But the thing is the right really hasn't moved far to the right. It's either stayed the same or in a lot of cases shifted left.
What I mean is when the left goes farther left, what seems like...
Oh, it seems further right than it is. I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. A guy who thinks he's a girl. Yep, that is what we're watching. Hey, it's Ethan Blair. I rule. Ethan literally shouted himself at, saying, "Hey, it's Ethan Blair. I rule." So there you go. It's like the Elliot Rodger video. I'm awesome.
Again, actually do with this video is
Ethan Blair posts a video
clicking out of.
I mean, to be fair, let's be honest. Ethan Blair is incredibly underrated.
But, yeah. Anyways, let's just, without further ado, let's not like fluff out this video. But yeah, here's the stream.
We should be live now. Now, this bad audio is not me. My audio was better, but again, he's using a screen recorder, which is why it sounds like a potato. Like, granted, I'm having audio issues on this stream because we're using Facebook instead of Discord, but it's fine. All right, so we're gonna be talking about and to be fair, Valerie Flower.
Penis?
To be fair, yeah, we're gonna be talking about the penis. But to be fair, the stream in question, I was streaming on my shitty Xbox 360 Vision camera. So it already looks like crap, so I guess now he made it so that the audio fits with it, right? Or is formerly known as the Party of Patrick's, among other names. Who changed his name to... Again, it keeps buffering on here because Watch Together isn't as good. Again, this is not our ideal way of doing this, but...
We're probably gonna want to talk a little bit less.
Corbin, this is part of why I had an issue with trying to watch the 54-minute response. Because remember how long it took us to get through a 5-minute video?
You're the one talking so much.
Of course I am. I have things to say. Bitch.
Patricia's.
He should have changed his name to Perpetuating Party of Patricia's.
Yeah, first thing, obviously, to point out, I'm not even surprised at this point, and, like, I don't...
By the way, I'm not even surprised at this point is just a thing he says over and over again as if it's a point to make. Like, okay, I get it, you're not surprised. Cool.
It's the opposite of Andy. He's anti-Andy.
No, not Andy, what the fuck was his name? Matthew.
Matthew, yeah.
Matthew is the one who's always like, I didn't expect this. He's probably gonna watch this. I mean, no offense, but you are surprised a lot.
Only thing we need to learn for.
I also don't care if you get offended, but I do genuinely mean no offense.
Longer than like a few minutes or like a minute or so, but yeah, obviously there's the misgendering, which I would point out is wrong, but like, what can I really freaking do about it at this point? Yeah, I can obviously point it out, however, later in this video, you're gonna find out, like, some of the stuff that these two believe. Yeah, I believe that other person...
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what these two horrible bigots believe.
Somebody should call the bigot slayer on us.
Yeah, we need to call the bigot slayer himself.
Is Corbin or Rabid Waffles. Yeah, just for I'd say, I'm not talking about fucking Corbin Petty. Corbin Petty's actually cool, but... Yeah, let's just get on with this shit.
See, you said I'm cool.
But, I used to like this guy quite a bit. He used to watch me and comment in my videos and stuff. And he used to be fairly normal. I actually did a Discord exclusive.
Yeah, fairly normal, actually. I was kind of fucking crazy. I was pretty fucking crazy. Back then.
Yeah, he was crazy then.
Yeah, no, right? No, he was normal and then became crazy now, but he thinks it's the opposite.
Yeah, you're gonna find out the reasons why they say I was fairly normal back then.
There's like video about him, like a month ago, maybe less. You know, one thing I hesitate to even bring up, but I will just because he posted about it. There was, and I won't get into details, but there was a time on his community post tab when he posted a thing just outlining all of his fetishes, which you really should not do. On YouTube, you should not do that.
That is a bad idea.
Yeah. Especially when you're not 18. Probably not a good idea to do that.
Yeah.
He just probably because he was watching Hunter Avalon of that, and so he spiraled into a bunch of leftist nonsense.
Oh yeah, Valerie spiraled into a bunch of leftist nonsense.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. Actually, this is what I was would say. Just for the record, Feeder Red Eye is insanely far right.
Ooh, insanely far right.
I don't just mean like your typical like moderate conservative.
Again, how do you define moderate conservative? Because by his logic, Like every conservative is insanely far right, because like regular conservative talking points, he counts as like super far right.
Or something like that. Like, I mean, like, full-on far-right, which you probably get some things from this before, but, like, again, about this whole leftist nonsense thing, yeah, kind of funny story. I was actually, like, I think I considered myself a centrist around the time I was watching, Future of Red Eye, but in reality, I held some, like, really fucking far-right beliefs.
No, he was still, you were fairly centrist. Like, you did not, like, again, the way they define far-right makes no sense.
One of them being that rape culture is a myth. Yes, I'm being serious.
Yes, rape culture is a myth. Rape is one of the most vilified things in society. Rapists are viewed as the lowest of the low. They are viewed as scum. Rape culture is not a thing. Because the idea of rape culture is that people get away with it because it's tolerated or encouraged. Which is just actually not the case, because rapists are viewed by everyone as the worst kinds of people. Rapists and pedophiles both get stabbed in prison. Like, the only rape that gets done in prison is when the inmates rape each other. That's the only kind that's tolerated in prison. And, you know, prison does have a rape culture there, but college campuses do not.
Yeah, but rape culture in prison doesn't really affect women as much as it does men.
Yeah. Well, that's where the vast majority of rape happens, is in prison. But, like, this idea that rape culture is a thing where people perpetuate it is bullshit. What about in Muslim culture? Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about in the West. That's what the idea of rape culture is about. Is that that's what they're referring to. We're not talking about the Middle East. That's different.
I want some yeast from the Middle East.
Yeah, there you go.
And how I got that impression, or like, oh yeah, rape culture is a real thing. It's from watching Steven Crowder and Dr. Shame, which
Steven Crowder is my favorite political commentator. I've made no secret of that. The thing is in a later video, he tried to say that Steven Crowder never has sources. Literally every Louder with Crowder episode has the sources listed in the description. Like, you click on a link that takes you to louderwithcrowder.com // sources or / something or preparation. Point is, there's a link you can find that'll take you to all the sources for every single show. So he does absolutely
like show up and be like Google this thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be something that he already knew about. And
yeah.
It'll be something that's even against their talking.
Because you can literally find all of his sources on his website, and I've gone and checked it before. Because when I'm having arguments with people, I've used those sources before. So I know they exist. So, like, when he tried to say, like, because there's a video, this isn't in this video, but there was a video where he tried to say that Steven Crowder didn't ever, like, cite any sources, which he absolutely does have sources. So what are you talking about?
I don't know if he considers himself a conservative, but they made a lot of, like, anti-SJW videos back in the day. I don't know if they still upload now, but I don't really think that matters necessarily, but yeah, I've kind of went on before about, like, my transition from being right-wing to being very left-wing, but again, about this whole leftist nonsense, they're also gonna, like, they call me delusional in this stream, although something that I think should also be brought to attention is that Fugitive Red-Eye, during the 2020 election, he said that the election was rigged, saying that there were fake ballots.
Because there's fucking evidence of that. Look, I can't get into that much on YouTube because they have literal policies against it now. But, yeah. I've seen video evidence of it. And he tried to make a joke on his channel saying, oh, Fox News. No, like, I have literally seen video evidence that was not on Fox News. In fact, Fox News tried to not report on that kind of shit.
Being cast and all the typical stuff, which you call me delusional, yet again, I don't even need to explain why the election was. It was not fucking rigged. It was a fair and safe. It was a safe.
Dude, he doesn't even need to explain. Okay, it was fair. He doesn't even need to explain. You don't even have to think about it, dude.
Win for Joe Biden, which, look, I don't like Joe Biden. I think he himself is a pretty bad president. Although, again, it's a really big case of just Trump literally, like, attempted a coup.
No, he did not.
right after the election. Like, well, okay, he incited his voters to go and stop the ballots from being counted, or I don't know if it's exactly that, but like...
Yeah, you don't even fucking know. That's not what happened. He was literally having people go peacefully protest, and then some bad apples broke in, probably led by some federal agents undercover, like Ray Epps, and they broke in, and when they did, he said, go home. He said, I don't want this, go home. Like, so you can't honestly say that he incited anything on January 6th. That was literally bad actors amongst a group of mostly, and again, this is a leftist term, but it was a mostly peaceful protest. And again, this one, nobody fucking died except for one of the actual protesters. And literally the worst thing any of them did was trespass.
Also, like, more people, I'm willing to bet that far more people have been killed in Black Lives Matter riots than in that one incident.
Yes.
And you can hardly find any videos of right-wingers killing people
yeah.
for hateful reasons. You actually can't really find a lot of videos like that, but you can find a lot on the left side.
Yeah. Well, and like the only person who died on January 6th was Ashley Babbitt, who was one of the protesters. So, the argument just doesn't work.
Even the shooter in that, like, that LGBT shooting, the shooter was LGBT.
Yeah, he was non-binary.
They'll, like, try and stop Biden from getting in office, which...
And, like, look, people say, oh, see, this is the only time right-wingers have ever acknowledged non-binary, but it's like, no, we're not actually acknowledging it as valid, we're just pointing out the hypocrisy.
Ironically, this guy also made a video on that, saying that, oh, I'm not going to deny he was wrong.
The air that right-wingers aren't out killing gay people.
Yeah. Right-wingers are very rarely violent. Left-wingers, on the other hand, are violent all the fucking time.
Like, you know that, like, the right-winger that got ran over by a car?
Right-winger, which one?
You heard about that, right?
Oh, yeah, no, the guy who, like, ran him down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, because I literally try to find stuff of right-wingers being violent, and I honestly can't find anything recent.
Yeah.
But I can find a lot on the left.
Oh, yeah.
On BLM and Antifa, they burned down.
I did not just say, oh, what about? I did say it was wrong. Well, actually, you know, maybe I did. You know, I'll be fair. Maybe I did. But the point is it's disproportionate. Leftist violence is considerably worse. And literally the only person who died as a result of January 6th was one of the protesters themselves. Whereas leftists killed over 30 people in the quote-unquote Summer of Love in 2020.
Down cities, and to put it very simply, I kind of have the similar reason for why I stopped watching Fiji Rise, because I found out how fucking crazy he is, so...
Yeah, I'm so crazy. I'm so crazy, guys. I'm real loony. I'm really insane in the membrane. Crazy, insane, got no brain.
Yeah, don't want to... Well, let's just continue this video again. I'm going to try to, like... I don't know, let's just, like, continue.
And kind of lost his fucking mind, and now he thinks he's a woman. It's a whole big thing. What's up, Super Bob? But... And I wasn't going to do a public video about him, because I'm not all Happy about Krampus night, get your cramp on? Like, drama can be fun. Drama can be kind of fun. I'm not going to pretend it's not.
I'm so sick of these ads.
But... No, Krampus night's a little different.
Is it an actual thing?
Yes, apparently.
I do know.
Chisu was telling me about it on a previous stream. How much of this do we want to watch? It's pretty long.
I don't know.
Know that he likes to engage in a lot of petty dramas with, like, small YouTube channels that don't matter. Like, he gets into YouTube drama with a bunch of autistic people who have, like, 2 subscribers each.
Yeah, I'd like a source on that, like, how get in the fucking drama with channels with 2 subscribers.
He's being so literal. I'm being fucking, like, exaggerating. I'm saying that they are, in the grand scheme, fucking small-ass channels.
A lot of the people that I've been in beefs with actually have like over 1,000 subscribers. I could.
Oh yeah, that's so many.
The names, but anyone who's been watching me for a while knows who they are, and I don't want to like interpolate that shit into this. But they also.
What does he mean interpret that shit into this? That's weird wording.
Out of the fact they're autistic, not really surprised about that.
I'm pointing out the reason I pointed out that they were autistic is because I'm saying he is literally just like, and I know that he is somewhere on the spectrum or something too, because he says he's neurodivergent, which I think is like a new hip way of saying autistic. I could be wrong. It's some sort of mental, like, I mean, I think it means you have some sort of mental disorder. But I'm back after almost an hour. All right, Andy. Well, there you go. But the reason I pointed out that they were autistic is because he's constantly going, like, and I'm not talking just the ones who have said the questionable stuff. Like, there's some, like Philippos, who would just be an attention whore because he was autistic. And you just gave him the attention he craved. And, like, that wasn't helping anything. So, that's the reason I brought up that they were autistic, is because they don't understand the points you would try to make. And when they do, a lot of the times they don't have the social awareness to actually follow through.
Basically the point being...
Like, I think he's trying to say... I think he's trying to insinuate that I was trying to say something negative about autistic people, which I wasn't. Pretty much all of my audience is autistic.
Yeah, I don't know where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Or just because they have autism doesn't mean they're a massive piece of shit. And, hey, they are correct. I do, in fact, engage in a lot of drama. The thing is, though, I have been very upfront about it. And, again, Again, I've also went out before about these people who say, "Oh, no, drama, it's so bad, man," all that stuff, and I'm like, they're, like, fucking...
He's really making some good points, going, meh. Really good points.
Above everyone else, because, I don't...
Whenever he can't think of anything, that's when he goes to the mimicking and the noises. And...
Yeah, or just repeating the same thing in a bad voice, yeah.
Engage in drama, when, like... Red Eye literally said that he made a freaking video about me, a Discord exclusive one about me for his viewers to watch, which, like, that's still engaging in drama.
Yeah. No, I'm not above the drama. And, like, look, the Discord exclusive one kind of sucks. I actually don't really like the Discord one, because the Discord one is way tamer than the one we did last night. The one we did last night was so much meaner than the Discord one. And I also got way more of my points out. I honestly kind of hate the Discord one, because I didn't make a lot of the points I wanted to do, and it was very stumbly and all over the place.
It's just, you cannot stand these fucking people that are like, "Oh, if you engage in drama," I don't even know what they're trying to fucking say, but...
I'm not saying you can't engage in drama, I'm saying that you obsess over it, and make it like a huge thing on your channel, and then just repeat the same drama with the same people over and over and over again. And it gets really annoying and grating. So, like, I'm not saying you can't engage in drama. Sure, engage in drama, but it's fucking boring when it's the same shit over and over and over again. And a lot,
honestly,
like...
If you are gonna engage in drama, I think you should be over dramatic in your presentation and show a little passion, for crying out loud.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, is they always, like, whenever I do, like, a response or something, people say that I seem too angry. It's like, do you not want to fucking...
That's something good.
Yeah, do you not want a fucking performance? Do you not want it to be fun? Like, I'm much more mellow today than I was last night. Last night was great, though. Last night is one of my favorite streams I've done. Because I was so into it. I was so about what I was saying. And again, it was passion. I wasn't genuinely angry. I was passionate.
Again, let's... Mark.
And it's really petty and ridiculous. Like, some of the people he does get in his dramas with are, like, advocating for, like, pedophilia and bad stuff like that. We've covered a lot of these points. I'm going to skim, yeah? But, yeah. Andy...
Regarding Jesse Gender, when they called out Matt Walsh, I'm not it's not going to do anything. So.
Oh yeah, this is the part where he said that he's not going to strike me, which I appreciate. Because he said that he could theoretically strike me for hate speech, but again, that's always a fine line. You gotta know where it's drawn on the YouTube. And granted, hate speech isn't a thing, but on YouTube's policy, they're very vague with it. You have to be able to, you don't have to be able to prove it because their algorithm gets fucked all the time. But I appreciate that he doesn't want to strike me because that would destroy the discourse, right?
Yeah, we should.
Understand fair use, I'm sure. For now.
That's a sad thing
Let's skim some more. Again, I'm gonna start skimming a little bit more just because again it's so long.
It's said the reject your masculinity thing.
What's that?
In the video, I was about to say that it's a bad thing to reject your masculinity.
Yeah, that's true. It is.
Which is one of the things that he felt he needed to put in that one post.
Yeah, that's true.
But also like to actually do being asked to use pronouns. Well, it's more than just asked. I said, I'll look up some studies.
Well,
don't surprise me, and I won't use words.
Again, he just uses a funny voice. You really showed him do a funny voice.
Words like that and shit like that.
What did you learn from watching?
And by the way, just to be clear, both me and Corbin did watch this entire response before this stream. So, we have seen this video before. That's why I feel comfortable skipping it, because I know the entire contents, because I've seen it all.
Yeah, we could just talk about it.
Yeah. You want to just do that?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, because I feel like if we're skimming all over the place, what are some of the points of his that you think we should address? And again, watch his video if you want the full context. He didn't watch my full video anyway, so I feel like we've done our due diligence here. But
I don't see how we just can't get the principle of honesty.
Yeah.
That seems like a basic good
well,
thing, to be honest.
And so there's multiple times within the video that he said I was crazy, or not crazy. He said that I did, well, he did say I was delusional, but I think that was just more reactionary to me calling him delusional. But, there was, what's the word? There were multiple times within the video where he tried to say that I was, what the fuck was it? Hold on. I lost my train of thought. I apologize. I got 2 hours of sleep last night. I don't know why. I fell asleep at 6 and then woke up at like 8. I don't know why I woke up at like 8. Hold on. Let me retrace my thought. Yeah, there were several points in the video where he said I just didn't understand what he was saying, that I was like stupid or something. Like insinuating that I was just wrong because I didn't do my research and understand the concepts he was trying to put out there. And let me be very clear. It is not that I did not understand them. It is that I fundamentally reject them. I understand them perfectly, but I reject them.
He should read, he should get into like the early stuff and read the Aristotle's Politics and actually like understand where the stuff comes from.
Yeah, that's one of the things I found funny too. Is he also told me that I need to read some books for Christ's sake, and I'm like, I read plenty of books. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like he said. I think he said the same thing about me, and I read Ayn Rand, Aristotle, H.P. Lovecraft. I read.
Yes, Andy, I know you took a shower
Honestly,
during my stream.
I'm willing to bet that we probably read more than he does.
I'm willing to bet we do, too. And, like, another reason, like, I don't really feel like we should ever, like, really bother... Like, one of the reasons I never do, like, debates and shit is no matter what sources I'm going to bring him, he's going to reject those sources. No matter what sources he's going to bring me, I'm going to reject those sources because bias, right? Everything is so fundamentally divided now that it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's if you view things in an objective and logical way, you can't talk to somebody who believes in fantastical ideas.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is like also, you have to what's the word? Fucking hell! I'm sorry. I'm all over the place tonight. Like I said, I've had very little sleep. But one of the things is that you have to realize is that the right and the left are in fundamentally different realities. And regardless of which one is correct, they are irreconcilable and they cannot coexist. At least not in the traditional... I can get along with leftists, sure, but they contradict each other directly, the two realities.
They can't get along with you is the problem.
That's also the problem, yes.
Is you can tolerate them all you want, but they're never going to tolerate you.
Yeah. But, like...
Because their idea is just based in authoritarianism. They are authoritarian people.
Yeah. But the other thing is with the fact that they are completely different realities, because of that, no matter what evidence we show each other, we're going to disagree on them, because these things come from completely different outlooks. They come from completely different... Like, the left puts a lot of ideal... Like, they put a lot of stock in authority. Ideas like college. And, like, if something is, like, peer-reviewed and stuff like that. When a lot of the times these things are very much manipulated to fit that worldview because they're done through that leftist lens in the first place. Most college experiments are carried out where the person already knows the result they want, so they push to get that result.
And it's so stupid that these people, they say that corporations are bad and the government is bad, but they do what corporations want and they do what government wants.
Yeah.
It makes no... Like, it's like you know that these people are trying to control you. You just accept it because you're controlled in the way you want to be.
Yeah.
Which you're actually... The reason you want to be controlled that way is because they brainwash you to want it in the first place.
Yeah. And, like, again, I also want to be clear. I don't hate Valerie, Malachi, whatever you want to call him. I don't hate him. I actually don't have anything against him as a person. I just think he's a little crazy. And I think that he's wrong. And I'm telling him why I think that. I just want to be clear on that. Because...
I think he just needs to kind of become a more tolerant person. Like, think whatever crazy stuff you want to think, just don't force it on other people.
Yeah.
He needs to... It's not cool to be authoritarian.
Yeah, and, like... I don't want bad things to happen to him either. As I said on the previous stream, that guy who said that they wanted him dead, I don't agree with that. That was bad. That was fucked up.
He didn't even get that far in our video to where we saw that.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned that I scrolled past it, but he didn't get to the part where I read it and said, "Ooh, that guy went far, didn't he?"
I think it's funny that he got so wore out watching that video.
Yeah, it's because it made him very angry. Because I think deep down, he my points resonated with him when I said that it was his insecurity and it was poking holes in his worldview that he doesn't actually believe and making him realize that. I think that got to him.
You can tell he doesn't... Like, I don't believe that he thinks of himself as I don't think he really does think of himself as a woman. Like, he knows he's a man. He knows that he can't change that. And... You know, someday he has to realize that that's a good thing and that he should accept that.
Even when I did say sorry to Valerie Flowers in that one community post, they didn't take it seriously. So why should I apologize when they won't even accept it? Yeah, Andy, that's the thing. Never apologize to leftists. It's never going to do you any good.
They never forget what you... They'll never let go of anything you did in the past. That always is going to stay.
Yeah. Bob the Seether fan is also an autistic fuck. Okay, Andy. If I recall correctly, I have no shame in calling Bob that, especially after blocking me. Okay. I have no doubt that a lot of the people involved in this drama have autism. And that is not a knock at them as a person.
We're like two people without autism stuck in this, like, underground autism YouTube thing.
Yeah, it's a vortex of it. But here's the thing. I like my audience. Even though my audience is a bunch of weird autistic loners, I like that. Because it keeps things interesting.
Yeah.
a normal person wouldn't say some of the things some of my audience says to me.
It also kind of tells you, okay, so no sane person would watch any of my videos. Like, that's something like, it's like, I don't think anybody that's completely of sound mind watches my videos.
Yeah. Valerie was called Bob. No, Bob the Seether fan is one of his orbiters. One of his friends. His bud's friends and pals.
His friend that if he ever betrays him even slightly, he'll ban.
Or was she? No, he was not called Bob. Bob is a different person. Also, Andy said from both of his accounts that Valerie Flowers is a nigga. Not really an apt insult, but he posted it twice, so I guess he really wanted me to say that. I don't know if I have much else to say. Like I said, I think a lot of the stuff is just the occupying of two fundamentally different realities that I think is why it's irreconcilable. Is there anything you really want to add to this, Corbin?
Guess not.
Yeah, you see, that's what I mean, is I kind of started to wind it down, and I really realized we've already...
I got something to say. A problem he has is that he's just boring. He needs to figure out what he actually believes and get out of this woke stuff. Like, he actually needs to sit down and think about what he believes.
Yeah. I think he's searching for...
Because it is just somebody who's young. He doesn't... He's trying to find some information outside, but really the information I think he already kind of has. He just needs to sit down and think about it.
Yeah. That's true. Alright, should we end this one and maybe do another stream in a little bit if we feel like it?
I don't know, it's 4 here.
Alright, well you can go to bed. I know my friend wants to smoke a cigar, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright, I'm gonna stop the stream then. Talk to you guys later. I'll probably stream again later tonight.